Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Kennesaw State Owls Dynasty here on College Football 25. Our Owls suffered heartbreak last week on senior day as we took the lead with like 12 seconds left and then gave up a game-winning touchdown on the ensuing kickoff there to Louisiana Tech, as that was just the second win of the season for the Bulldogs. But we're now trying to move on from that as we're here at Liberty taking on the 28th ranked Liberty Flames, currently at 9-2. A win today sends them to the conference championship, as they do have college football playoff aspirations. We are here at the opening kickoff as we are now underway here, the final week of this year 2 regular season. Here's Tykeem Wallace, gave him a chance to make something happen in his last game. Hopefully not. We still have bowl eligibility on the line, but we do need to upset this ranked opponent on the road. Devon Stanzi, freshman quarterback. It's been a good year for him, but 2 interceptions last week really, hampered our efforts at coming out of senior day with a win. But we'll try to close out this regular season strong, and we'll start here. Gavin Garcia, the leading rusher in the conference, he gets 5. Now 2nd and 5, we'll try going scat here. It was covered pretty well, so now Stanzi just on the move trying to get rid of that to Bohannon at the sideline, and not bad ad-libbing there from Stanzi, but that goes incomplete. Now a quick 3rd down. Go with X spot here and try to get it there for Moss, and he hangs on there through the hit. 1st down there for senior Christian Moss. A ton of seniors on this team, so it's going to be a whole new look Kennesaw State team next year going into year 3, which I am kind of excited for. Now Garcia on another carry gets 5. And as good as some of these players, including Gabriel Benyard, have been, who now checks into the backfield, it's kind of exciting where we're going to start getting to the point where we'll be with a team that's pretty much all guys that we've brought in on our own. As the senior there, Benyard, gets the 1st down. For starters, our running backs and our receivers are pretty much going to be all underclassmen next year. We will have Bryce Dobson returning at receiver, but other than that, it's going to be all new contributors. As Garcia gets another one that time, nothing. Now 2nd and 10, I think we'll put Dobson over there on the left to a slant instead. Maybe just swing it out for Garcia underneath. As we'll go over the middle, and that's intercepted. That's what I was scared of. The linebacker kind of blended in there with the logo. And Stanzi, a turnover here on the opening drive as we get intercepted. Liberty here making a statement early on, going for their 10th win, trying to sneak into the college football playoff. They need a few other things to happen. Charlotte currently in there as that 12th seed. So if Charlotte, doesn't win their conference, then Liberty, can squeeze in there as Ethan Crisp, just lurking there over the middle. And Devon Stanzi right to him, a bad read for us out of the gate. And we'll now try to get it back here on defense. Tremendous starting field position for Liberty, and Caden Salter, currently 2nd in the Heisman voting. So he'll try and get his Heisman moment here today. And so got a completion there over the middle to the tight end, goes for the 1st down. And they are going to hurry it up here. And I don't like that. Always a mismatch defensively for us. We don't really fare well, especially here against the Heisman runner-up at this point. And as a man over the middle, and he'll be brought down there inside the 5. That one for 33. Tyson Mobley hauled that one, and before we could blink, the Flames already down here inside the 5. And that penalty will move them half the distance to the goal. Now 1st and goal here at the 2. Salter will keep off the fake and be brought down there at the 1. Now 2nd and goal. Salter going to drop back this time and throw a man over the middle, and he'll hook up with him as Liberty takes the early lead there off the turnover. The Flames spark and get the touchdown on their way to maybe win number 10. Devon Stanzi, that early interception, certainly going to have to, be resilient after that one, fight back. As we do trail here, Owls down 7-0. Now Stanzi will have to respond well here. 2 interceptions last week for the first time in his career, and now an early one here against Liberty. Go back to the running game here for Garcia. Breaks a tackle there, still going. Nice tough run there from Garcia, gets 10. Going to audible to a run here, go halfback zone weak. 1st down at the 35. Go back to Garcia here. As he breaks another arm tackle, gets 5. And we're going to go scat here. I think we'll go with a run here, go halfback slam instead. And Stanzi played very well in Kennesaw State's earlier season upset over our ranked undefeated Jacksonville State team. So he can play well against higher competition, as Benyard now breaks an arm tackle, and he'll work that one across midfield. We'll come out with play action cross, but so hesitant to run play action here against what's probably the best DN combination here in Bush and Jennings that we've faced so far, but we'll roll with it anyway. Have a man over the middle of the field, and that's Bohannon, the senior receiver, and he'll get 21. Bohannon, his first touchdown catch of the season last week on senior day, but unfortunately we could not get the win for him in his graduating class. Now Garcia, another one, just 2. Try to go and stretch here to see if we can win the corner. We'll try and just go inside instead, only 2 yards again. Now we'll go wide drive clown. I think if we get Dobson on a shorter depth there, more of a speed out, I don't know if that's going to be enough for the first down. Stanzi takes the snap, we'll try it. And we do get that for him, just gets the foot inbounds. Just enough there to convert, move the chains. Nice response so far in this drive, although mostly runs. But good timing that time with Dobson. Now first down inside the red zone. Go for Garcia. Cuts there in the middle. Garcia up the middle. And he won't quite finish, but he does work it down to the 1. Garcia has been extremely sharp running the ball so far. Now we'll go inside zone split here to Benyard. Benyard up the middle, and he gets ahead for the touchdown as Kennesaw State answers after the turnover, allowing the touchdown as they march right down the field, get the touchdown. Benyard is maybe his last game as an Owl. Hopefully we can extend this season one more game into bowl season, but if not, we'll certainly relish the last game here for Benyard among many others on this Kennesaw State team. 7-7 now with 2:01 remaining. Our offense did get something going now. It's going to be up to our defense. It's going to be a long day, I feel, against Liberty. Caden Salter, as I mentioned, up for a Heisman Trophy, along with a very experienced group of weapons, pretty much all upperclassmen in the receiving corps, as they come out here with 3 tight ends, and they will pass. Salter will get that to the tight end, but incomplete. So they go 3 tight ends now. They bring out 5 receivers, really mixing it up. Salter out there empty. Currently trailing just Cade Klubnik, the Heisman favorite of Clemson at this point, as the Tigers #1 in the nation. Now Mobley breaking a couple tackles, all for naught though, no gain. And they will hurry it back now in dime. We'll go Tampa 2. Try to keep it in front of us if we can. Salter takes the snap. Has a man there in the soft spot, and that was Javon Rogers, our cornerback 4 on the depth chart, working there out of his zone. And he does have, I think, probably the highest zone coverage of all the underclassmen corners on our team, and that almost a roughing the kicker call, as Benyard will take that at the 27, and this will work that for 9. Owls taking over here at the 36. Defense did the job. Now let's see if the offense can replicate the result last time out. Garcia trying to press the edge, gets 2. Obviously a run-heavy approach this week so far, especially after that interception. Garcia with it, as he's almost able to squeeze through a lane, gets ahead for 3. 30 seconds now left in the first quarter, going mesh dig here. Especially if that edge rusher there, TJ Bush with the star, comes off, we might have an opening, as he does. And we are going to hit Moss there underneath, but the corner coming over, making a play on it. I thought that was a fairly routine catch there from Christian Moss, but he can't hang on there. Brylan Green with the contact, highly touted safety here for the Flames. That is now the first punt of the day here for the Owls. Joshua Hewitt from the 42 going to be fielded there at the 14. Tackled at the 23. 3 and out goes the Owls offense after the defense was able to get a stop. Now starting here at the 23, Salter, a screen there, and that's going to eat up 9. And that will do it here in the first quarter. A nice showing so far from our Owls. That opening interception, certainly not what we needed, but we have responded well since, getting a touchdown on the board to tie things up against the number 20 Liberty Flames, who seek their 10th win and seek their 2nd Conference USA title in 3 years, as last year Florida International took it, but the Golden Panthers did not even win a conference matchup all season, or maybe one, but either way, a big fall off from the FIU Golden Panthers, who we did defeat earlier in the season. Now Salter goes play action, going to try and maneuver a little bit, and finally dumps it off there for his open man. That gets 5 in the first. Flames hurry it back now, first down at the 37. Salter has a man there in a soft spot as he breaks the tackle. I think Mobley again breaking another tackle. A very nice play there for 32 down to the 31-yard line, as now the Flames again in striking distance, and they are going to keep up the tempo here. First down now into Owls territory. Salter there near sideline has a man. That goes for 8. Once they start going hurry up, it's so easy to kind of, keep us off kilter, get us off our rhythm defensively, as now they get a stretch here and a good closeout there by DJ Stewart. Now 3rd and 1, we're stuck there with our 4-3 formation on the field, And they actually have a receiver there at tight end. Let's see what they call here. 3rd and 1 at the 22. Going to swing it out for the receiver. And he's going to be tackled there. Benyard and Jam Warren on the stop. And it's going to be 4th and 2 at the 23, but they will go for it. Bring the 4-2-5 back out there, but we are going to bring a little bit of pressure here. Play it aggressive. And they do go for the run, and they just barely get ahead. Good play call on both parts. But Vaughn Blue just barely able to get ahead for the first extend this drive now at the 21. First down for the Flames, and that's going to be a penalty. Now 1st and 5, and they'll go with the receiver there in the jet touch pass, maneuvering a little bit, breaking a couple tackles, and brought down after 4. Salter now up to 100 passing yards. That's what we'll give here for Joyner, and he'll be brought down there at the line. Now 3rd and 1 at the 12, Salter. Has a man open there as he gets his tight end there down to the 4. Salter actually the 3rd leading rusher in the Conference USA with Garcia on our team number 1. Salter there into the end zone has his 2nd passing touchdown now. That time I think it was Smith. And Salter certainly nice numbers early on to help his Heisman case. But I don't think it's really going to mean much unless he can get out of here with a win and get out of the conference with a conference championship and potentially a spot in the college football playoff. But Salter certainly doing his part. Reese Smith, the senior. And as I said, Salter leads his team in rushing, 3rd in the conference in rushing, but he's had a tremendous impact with his arm as well. Liberty takes the lead. Owls starting here at the 25, now have to answer again. As Garcia, a couple nice cuts, gets 4. Kennesaw State not fully abandoning the pass, but might as well. I think here we'll actually audible to a pass, mix it up a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of slants. We'll just go inside zone instead. Disregard that, go back to the run. As Garcia trying to cut it back across the line, only gets 1. Now here on 3rd and 5, obviously a passing situation. Kind of tempted to audible to a run here, go RPO. We'll see what happens there with Moss. Otherwise, we'll get for Garcia. Nice cut there as he gets ahead for the 1st. Garcia was, met there in the lane by that linebacker, but able to get a little cut, get a little more breathing room, gets the 1st down. Now Benyard a turn as he's tackled after 2. Now 2nd and 8 at the 38, try halfback angle. We'll just go Kent there towards the sideline. He hauls that in, gets the 1st. Again, another example of, Stanzi just doing what he needs to do to keep the chains moving, nothing over the top. But getting the job done when he's called on. And Garcia there, one-on-one, brought down just 1 yard. 2nd and 9 at the 47, we'll try curl flat corner. I think we have Benyard there. And we do find him, he breaks the tackle. And he works ahead to the 26. What a nice pitch and catch there. Stanzi squeezing it in. Benyard coming up with a tough catch and even working ahead for extra. Death, Taxes, and Kennesaw State running it on 1st down. We'll give it back to Garcia. Works this to the outside. Got some nice room to run, but that's going to come back to a hold. Now backed up to the 31. It'll be 1st and 15. Try and get Wallace here on this little screen from the scat. And that one incomplete. Really would have liked to get that one to Wallace with his speed, kind of getting him in stride. Hasn't had many opportunities so far this season. And now here, I don't really like going to the run. We'll go RPO instead, although I don't like that concept to the short side of the field. So we'll go right back to it. Flip it. Probably just going to stick to the run here, although they are playing off a little bit. They crash, though. We'll go with Garcia. Nice move there, one-on-one as he works ahead. Another nice run there from Garcia, gets 19. Garcia already close to 100 here in this 1st half. Now we'll try a little triple option with Stanzi. I'm sorry, with Benyard. He gets the pitch there for Williams, not who you really want out there. We need a more athletic fullback, and that's going to go for a 1-yard loss. Not the worst result that time. Definitely see some potential with it. I'll just go full on 3 tight ends, try and go to the run, but nothing doing. 3rd and 10 now at the 12, just before the 2-minute warning. Big one here. Hopefully we can beat the press coverage. Stanzi going to try and roll to the right. And I was hitting B to release that one, but nothing happened. Maybe I didn't hit it hard enough as we are taken down for the sack, and that one is going to force us back now to the 25, which brings on a 42-yard field goal attempt. Britton Williams still perfect so far on the season. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it, but that one looks good as well as that one is up, and it is good as Kennesaw State doesn't get a touchdown here, but we'll take a field goal drive to end the half, make it a 4-point deficit. Although Liberty still plenty of time to strike here with 3 timeouts, just under 2 minutes to play. The Flames now start this late half drive at the 17. And they will have a man underneath over the middle, and that's dropped. Now they'll bring out the 5 receivers. We'll go with our dime set. I'll have him in over the middle. Again, miscommunication. Not sure if the receiver slipped there or what. Pass a little behind him. And now 2 miscues will make it 3rd and 10. Kennesaw State a chance to get the ball back here if you can force the 3 and out. Salter making a change there in protection, switching it up. As he will just give it the back here. A little conservative, goes for Joyner. And Kennesaw State will take a timeout as they force the 3 and out late here in the half. The Owls fresh off a field goal. And now you have a chance to get some more points on the board. They'll give to Garcia and TJ Bush. A very good play there off the block. He gets there to wrap up Garcia. And now 1:12 here, 2nd and 8. Stanzi. Over the middle of the field there. He has Bohannon. And that'll go down to the 49 into Liberty territory. Nice play that time from Stanzi, saying, poised, standing tall in the pocket. Now into Flames territory. We'll just go underneath there for Bohannon towards the sideline. So he'll work that ahead for 5 as we hit the 42nd mark now in the half. Try a smash here. They're going to press a little bit. I think Bohannon may be on a slant instead, depending on what that middle linebacker does. And he will sit back. Try and get X there for Dobson. A nice route over the middle. We will call a timeout. Just 1 more remaining. Nice drive here engineered so far by Stanzi. Now we'll go tight end in. We have Garcia on that wheel. Bohannon going vertical, probably just underneath to Moss. Would maybe be the best play. Stanzi's going to try and step up, and he's going to be brought down. That's the worst case scenario here. 2nd and 13, going to try and hurry it back now, as you don't really have much time. Maybe time for 1 more play. And I think we're just going to try and chuck it deep, maybe scramble for a few yards here, get some better field position for a field goal, as that goes underneath to Carson Kent, and we call the timeout with 3 seconds remaining. Now a 42-yard attempt for Britton Williams, I think pretty much where he hit from last time. As that one might be a little wide left. No, it looks like it's going to be good as that one down the middle. Now 14-13 as the Owls steal, pretty much 6 points here at the end of the half with those 2 field goals. And that last one, not expected. The defense forces a 3 and out. You still have some time. Stanzi and the offense, doing really what they need to do up to this point. As we trail a 20th ranked team right now, only by 1 point so far. Josh Terry, the head coach, 1-1 against ranked opponents as the head coach for our Kennesaw State Owls. Both of those matchups this year, of course, we had that win against Jacksonville State. Then going back to week 1, we lost there to Wake Forest as they were 22nd, I believe, at that point. But a very good showing so far from our Owls. Really, that interception, our only blemish at this point, outgaining Liberty. Pretty similar in yards per play as well, which is kind of surprising. And we're pretty much tripling their time of possession, although we're still trailing on the scoreboard. But our defense is going to take a valiant effort there to, keep hanging strong. Giving up only 2 touchdowns to, Heisman contender Caden Salter. No short feet, especially here on the road. His receivers making some good plays after the catch as well, as we're set up for a hectic end to this year 2 season. Hopefully not quite yet, though. Hopefully we can pull out a win and keep this season going, get into bowl season for the first time. And it's going to be Gray on the return. And a hard hit that time from Brandon Hillman as Liberty takes over at the 14. I think it's going to come down to our defense forcing a turnover in this game. If we're going to come out with the win, they'll come out with 3 tight ends to start here. And they go to Joyner, and he gets 6. Even with the 3 tight ends, they will hurry it up here. I think we'll just stick in man, bring some pressure as they go back to the run. Joyner redirects and gets a first down. So now all 3 of those tight ends they originally had out there, they're all split out wide. Salter back to pass, not really anything open. As he's going to get the corner up the sideline. Thought Westmoreland had him there for a sack, but showing very good athleticism, good feel there for the pressure. And is able to turn a sack into a gain. That one 8 yards. And that's an example of why he leads his team in rushing for ones like that he can pull off. Now a quick one there on the pass for the tight end. That gets the first down. The Flames do reset now, bring out some new personnel as they have a first down at the 39. And they're in motion, and they'll give it to the back again for Joyner. A lot of room to run there. And still get ahead for 8. Now 2nd and 2 for Liberty. Again, going heavy run this time. Joyner redirects, breaks an arm tackle, works to the outside, breaks another tackle, and then finally ripped down after 6. Flames out into Owls territory, staying with tempo. Now 2 minutes into this second half. Salter going to fake it. Time to throw, now going to roll out. And again, run for it as he slides down after a 7-yard scramble. And they will hurry back now. You know, when you have good coverage, that's not exactly a win, as that opens up Salter to just take off with no one sitting underneath. Now 2nd and 3 at the 39. Man, they're in motion. And they'll fake it to him, give to Joyner. And Joyner still going, gets the first. Another first down for the Flames now at the 34. And there goes the tight end in motion. And Salter will give it back for Joyner. And he'll be taken down for 6. 2nd and 4 now at the 28. Chipping away here are the Flames. And they'll get back to the back. Bad play that time from Silas there in the lane. Kind of went away from the run. And that opened up a bigger one there from Joyner. As they have a first down inside the red zone. And they will go back to him here as that's closed off. Now 2nd and 9. They'll go with the screen here, and that's going to go for the touchdown. As they got the outside leverage there. Nothing open. Good blocking from Liberty. As a nice opening drive for them to start this second half. They go right down the field slowly and surely. And they get into the end zone with that high tempo offense, not really allowing our defense to settle at all. And that's probably the recipe for success against this defense. And it's working out here for Liberty. Reese Smith, another touchdown. Despite that opening half touchdown from Liberty, it's still just a one-possession game, 21-13 here. Owls with the ball for the first time, and Garcia going to be wrapped up for a loss. TJ Bush on that stop. Now behind the sticks, 2nd and 12. Go curl flat corner, just go there for Bohannon. And he'll be pushed ahead, gets 11. Stanzi, 10 out of 14, has responded well after that opening interception now. They'll go Garcia here. Nice blocking there into the second level, gets 10. Now Benyard checks into the game. And he'll get it up ahead for a few, but it's going to come back to a hold. That makes it 1st and 20 now. Another holding call for this offense. Try levels here. Stanzi takes the snap, going to try and roll right as we fire for Carson Kent downfield, and that's knocked down, incomplete. Bring out the 3 tight ends. Not typical in this spot, but Garcia, nice cut. He gets 6. Now a more manageable 3rd down, but still 3rd and long. Try flood post. Stanzi goes for the sideline there. Has Tykeem Wallace. He hangs on. Nice throw there. Kind of a lapse in coverage. I feel like the Liberty DBs kind of stared that one down, as Tykeem Wallace, one of his few catches on the season so far. Big strike there for Kennesaw State, is now Garcia ahead for 3. Garcia now over 100 yards on the day. Perhaps his final game here as an Owl. Stanzi again will keep off the read option. Good choice that time as he breaks ahead, gets 12. First down now at the 36. We'll go with Gavin Garcia. And he'll get ahead for a couple. 2nd and 8 now, going to go with a stretch. Good blocking. Have a hole up the middle, and we get 4. 3rd and 4 now at the 30. Going to treat it pretty much like 4-down territory, I think. So we'll just go a run here for Benyard. Try and set up a more manageable 4th, and nothing doing that time. Did not quite go to plan. 4th and 6, I think we will just kick a field goal. Keep trusting Britton Williams here. As that one kind of a big loss in that spot. Britton Williams trying to make it 3 for 3 on the day. Now from 49, that's up and good. Now 21-16. A 5-point lead here for Liberty. Britton Williams now, I think, 17 for 17 on field goal attempts this season. Although he does have 1 extra point missed, so not quite perfect, but where it matters most, he certainly has been. The field goals here, keeping it, in arm's reach for Kennesaw State, but you're going to have to start getting touchdowns. Now up 5. They'll go back to the running game here to start. Nice stiff arm from Joyner. A tough 9-yard carry. And this Liberty running game has really gotten going in this second half to start. Controlling the clock, keeping the chains moving. They'll go back to him. Tremendous run blocking up front, as that's a nice gain again. Now at the 45 already. Pass here for Salter. And that one out of the reach of his tight end over the middle. Not the sharpest day so far from Salter throwing. But the team is moving the ball. The running game has been strong. And then we'll go back to it now. Nice tackle there, 4 yards. Now a 3rd and 6 here for Liberty at about midfield. Less than 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Man over the middle, and miscommunication again. I'm not sure what's been going on here with these receivers. But Salter and they have been a little off so far. A couple miscommunications, which have forced incompletions. Now fresh life here for the Owls, as they're going to take over. A nice punt that time down to the 20. And let's see if Kennesaw State can find pay dirt this time out. 21-16 late here in the 3rd quarter. Cut there from Garcia up the middle, gets 5. 24 attempts for Gavin Garcia really has emerged as our workhorse running back. That time not as effective. 3rd and 5 now, going to go curls, although I am tempted to just run it up the middle with Garcia. The run defense has really come alive, but really nothing there in the A gaps. We might be able to get away with it here as Garcia just barely gets ahead for the first, although he will be coming off the field to an injury timeout, but not before celebrating that first down. Garcia, severe risk of injury there on the wear and tear, so we're going to go to Benyard from here on out. So now 2nd and 8 here. Don't have to call a play if we don't want to, but I think we will maybe try and get Carson Kent. 2nd and 8 at the 32. Stanzi, they do send pressure. Carson Kent was covered well, and bad decision there. TJ Bush, more of a pass rusher, but dropping back into coverage, was able to hold up Kent in that route. Thought Kent was going to spring free there towards the sideline, but TJ Bush had other plans. Salter doing a tremendous job distributing here today. 4 targets to Tyson Mobley, 3 to Dante Lee Jr., as mostly upperclassmen here for Liberty on senior day, as our Kennesaw State Owls try to play spoiler. In doing so, though, we will have to probably convert here. 3rd and 8 at the 32, try to break out a screen for the first time. As we can't develop that, Benyard did catch it off the ricochet, hit someone there breaking in, but that one fell incomplete. Delivered that one a little too early, didn't let it develop as good as we could, but Liberty was breaking in. As Joshua Hewitt does get the punt off down to the 24, and that will be fair caught. Now the defense for Kennesaw State will have to stand up to the task again of getting a stop here. Even at least forcing a field goal does make it. Wow, we had Silas there on the user lurk, almost intercepted that. On Darian Silas getting some playing time here for the first time, mostly a special teamer. And then they test him again there. Silas able to break in on that one, although it still goes incomplete. As now Liberty a 3rd and 4 here at the 31 early on in this 4th quarter. Going to the sideline again, miscommunication as that one fired away. Not sure what's going on. Salter, I mean, still 3 touchdown passes, but so many big misses, which has derailed drives, really keeping Kennesaw State in this football game, as Benyard will just fair catch that at the 21. It wasn't showing any more regression there for Garcia, so I think the wear and tear has wear it off. We'll see, as he'll get it again here to start this drive, and he'll get 6. It was still showing, so we won't mess with it. It was kind of going back and forth. We'll just turn to Benyard here. So hopefully not the last time we've seen Gavin Garcia in this series, but very well could be, as now Benyard, a few cuts, gets 2. Benyard not as effective on the ground today as Garcia. And he'll get it again here. Does find a nice lane that time, and he'll get the 1st and 5. Now 1st and 10 at the 33. We go back to the run game here. Benyard going to cut. Now has a lane up the middle. And Gabriel Benyard, a nice run for 9. Now Quay Ashley checks into the game. I think sophomore, junior running back. More than likely going to be the feature back next season, although we do have 2 gem 3-stars coming in. Might turn to the transfer portal, get someone a little more experienced to join him. As Ashley that time body slammed, -2. Now backed up 3rd and 3 at the 40. Go halfback angle here. Stains, you just go for Kent underneath in that soft spot. Should have just went Benyard there. Bad read. And again, we'll have to punt. Had Benyard there on the primary read too. Not sure why we went to Kent there. You live and you learn, punting now from the 40. Had a chance to strike. Even a field goal here would have been helpful. As now Joshua Hewitt on for another punt. Probably going to get a nice return this time. Good blocking as that's worked up. Breaks a tackle. And Liberty will take over here at the 34. A touchdown, you know, pretty much, I don't want to say ends the game, but you figure they'll chew some clock, work it down the field. And if you get in the end zone, that makes it 2 possessions. But still home to a field goal. You still have a chance with 1 possession. Now they'll set up a screen. And that's going to go for a loss. Big play that time from Tyler Anger, the freshman defensive lineman. Reacting well. -2, now 2nd and 12. You know, Liberty has really done everything to keep us in this game, but we just can't capitalize. A delay there for Joyner. Nice call, mixing it up. And now 3rd and 1. A quick one there. As they do, that was how they scored the touchdown last time. We missed a tackle. And Reese Smith gets upfield there to the 37. We now hit the 7-minute mark left here in the 4th. Liberty now into Kennesaw State territory as Joyner another run. And that'll go for 7. After this game, I think we will sim ahead, you know, into bowl season. And we'll get a little recruiting update heading into the offseason, which will, at this point will be 2 episodes from now. As another nice run there from Joyner. As they have a fresh set now inside the red zone. Right back to him. Presses the line, then brought down there by Westmoreland. Still 3 yards that time. Just over 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Salter going to pass. Steps back in the pocket, and that's right over the head there of Silas. We had back in coverage. A nice ball there from Salter. And despite all the miscues, he'll end here with at least 4 passing touchdowns. Make it now 4 that time for Jones Jr. as he has been distributing the ball very well, getting all his guys involved. And the Flames look like they're on the way to victory number 10 as they're set to move up the polls here. Victor Jones Jr. on the catch. Liberty, if they win in the conference championship, that might be enough to squeeze them into the college football playoff. Our Owls not fully out of it yet, but you need at least 2 touchdowns here in the final 6:07 when you've only had 1 to this point. Now Wallace on for the return, and he'll get to the 22. Obviously now at this point you really can't keep that approach of running the ball so much, but here we'll try triple option as Stainsy does get the pitch off there for Ashley. Ashley trying to spin there on the edge, gets 9. Now we'll try stick bubble here. 28-16 here from Liberty as we're just halfway into this fourth quarter. Now we'll go there for Tykeem Wallace as he will get the first down, his second catch of the day. That one for 4 yards. And we'll start trying to hurry it up though, conserve some time. Stainsy will do a quick out there for Moss. And we'll go for him as he hauls that in for 7. Now 2nd and 3 at the 42. I'll try to go Benyard on the ground, and he just gets ahead for the first, fighting through a pile. Now at the 46, we'll try flood post. And Stainsy drops back, man over the middle. That's Moss, I believe, and he'll hang on for the first down that time for 16. And we will now hurry it back. Maybe we'll scat here. And we'll get Wallace again on that. And really nothing that time. Now 2nd and 7. Go dig return. Trying to get him in over the middle. Bad pass that time from Stainsy. Probably should have went to the other side of the field as we're intercepted. Back-to-back weeks now, Stainsy has thrown multiple interceptions. You know, this game a little bit different of a situation, trying to make something happen late, trailing, but probably better reads on that play. But still, that's Brylan Green, a senior safety, probably an all-conference safety, as TJ Bush did win there off the left side of our offensive line. But still a big play there by the Flames, and that kind of extinguishes all hopes we have of a comeback here as we try to play spoiler, although not over quite yet. Brandon Hillman, Donovan Westmoreland, 2 players who are going to be staples on our defense next season. They're still playing hard. You like to see that. Just over 4 minutes now left as they do not set up that screen. We had pressure coming in, and Salter had to get rid of that one. So 4:01 now left, 3rd and 11. Bring out the dime set here. Hopefully they don't go run. As they do not, they'll go screen though for Joyner. But we do get there to force the 4th down. So here, less than 4 minutes left in the game, Liberty will have to punt from their own 39. Still a 12-point game here. Kennesaw State needs a quick touchdown, as Benyard will return that from, I believe, his own 10-yard line. And he'll take that for about 8 or 9 on the return. Another interception there from Stainsy. See if we can get something going this time. And try and roll to the right. Have Dobson there as he's wide open. And he'll go out there at the 47. He'll take that one for the box score all day. Now 1st down, Stainsy. And over the middle. That's Dobson again, that time for 7. Stainsy now over 200 passing yards. Not a figure he usually eclipses. Maybe half the games this season that he started, we'll say he hit 200. Now less than 3 minutes left in this game. Stainsy's going to run here, as we did get 1 block, not so great, down to the 36. Now strong flood here, 2.5 minutes remaining. Pressure there off the left side held up quite well, as we do get that. I'm not sure who that was, with that Dobson again on the catch. Hurry it back now, 2:20 remaining. We need, I think that was Finer. Trying to come back late on the throw and almost intercepted. We had Moss there wide open at the sideline late on that read. And that was Clayton Powell-Lee who broke in on it. Could have had an interception, as we live to see another down. Try going over the top there for Benyard, and that's intercepted. You know, again, just another example of testing things. This time a little more reckless than the first one. Still, you know, no excuse for all these turnovers, which really was our demise last week. And now we had a chance to, force another upset on the road against a ranked opponent, play spoiler after we got spoiled last week on senior day. But that's the aforementioned all-conference DB, Brylan Green. Another interception, make it 2 now, as he's having himself a senior day. Now 2:06 left in the game. The Flames at the 18-yard line. And while it kind of was a crushing loss here today, we still fought hard against a very good team, one of the conference powerhouses here in the Conference USA, as that does bring us to the 2-minute warning. Still a very encouraging year 2, I would say, from last year. 3-9, now 5-7 this year. We went on a 4 out of 5 win streak there, although we had a chance here to secure our bowl hopes going back to last week. And now this week it was obviously a little bit tougher. There's a fumble there, and that's going to be recovered by Liberty. But of course we did have bowl hopes on the line in this one. Fought strong, but Liberty just too much to this point. Now we look ahead to the offseason, where we have a promising recruiting class to this point. Joyner, we missed a tackle there in the run gap, another first down for the Flames. We have a promising recruiting class so far this season, I would say, with some other prospects we're looking at who are also gems. And I think we are going to turn in, I think we were 51 last year in recruiting, probably going to turn in a class similar, if not better, to where we were at last season. Kind of set us up going into year 3, where finally, we're going to have a lot of players that we brought in ourselves with 2 recruiting cycles plus the transfer portal. So as we go along here into year 3, year 4, I think we're going to start enjoying this dynasty a lot more, as I do enjoy it a lot despite the losses so far. I think combined now through the first 2 seasons, I think that makes us 8-16. So, our losses double the amount of wins we've had. But even then, I've really enjoyed doing this. I really thank you, everyone who's been a part of it. Whether you've just watched one episode or watched multiple episodes, all your support means a lot. So our Kennesaw State Owls end this year 2 season at 5-7, as we just, barely miss out on bowl hopes, a bowl berth in this year 2 season, which would have been a huge step, a huge achievement. But even then, I think when you consider some of our wins there against Jacksonville State, a ranked opponent on the road, that was a huge win, kind of like our Super Bowl this season. But 5 wins, 2 more than we had last year. And I think next year, going into year 3, we're more than set for our first bowl berth here in this Kennesaw State dynasty. It's a slow build here, slow burn, and we're not going to, turn into a national champion overnight. At first, kind of focusing on establishing ourselves here in the conference, and then step it up a little bit. Then we're going to be challenging for the Conference USA championship. And then after that, kind of looking a little bit bigger with more of a national outlook, with our eyes maybe set on a college football playoff appearance here down the road, hopefully within the next few years. So Caden Salter, Heisman finalist, finishes 19 for 28, and really, those 9 incompletions, I'll say like 5 of them were maybe drops or miscommunications with his receivers. Otherwise, he was hitting his spots. 181 with 4 passing touchdowns, and he also offered 16 rushing yards, where James Joyner Jr., 146 on the ground at 6.9 per carry. He absolutely punished us here today. But now passing for Kennesaw State, as Stanzi finished 18 for 29, 214 through the air, 3 interceptions, as he's going to end his last 2 games with 5 interceptions, which I think are going to account for more than a third of his total interceptions on the season. Gabriel Benyard, his last game as an Owl, a first-team All-American last season, just 10 for 43, but he did find pay dirt in his last game. Really relied here on Gavin Garcia, who left due to injury. The first player we got in the transfer portal, rushed for 125, going to end the season as the conference leader in rushing, despite just 5 wins on the season. Bryce Dobson, our number 1 receiver for next year, 4 for 55. Bohannon, 4 for 50 in his last game. Christian Moss, his last game, 3 for 28. Same here with Wallace, exact same stat line. Carson Kent will be back though. Connor Feiner gets a catch in his last game. Benyard, 1 catch for 27. Blocking, JT Pennington there at left guard, 7 pancakes. He will not be back. Dodge Soser, starter at left tackle, 4 pancakes, 1 sack allowed. And then Kalari Gordon, 3 pancakes there. Got his first start of the year, I believe, there at left guard. At right guard. And now tackle leaders, Brandon Hillman with 11. He'll be back. Jam Warren, his last game. The Kennesaw native, 10 tackles with a tackle for loss. Sidney Porter gone. So those are 2 of our top safeties who won't be back next season. Danielius Johnson, though. Between Johnson, Hillman, and we talked about Donovan Westmoreland down here. Between them 3, they're mainstays on our defense. Tyler Anger had a huge impact as well. So I think, most of our impact guys we are bringing back on defense, although we are losing a few, key contributors from the first 2 years of this dynasty. But now we'll kind of, advance through the final weeks here in this regular season and kind of set the picture for what to expect in the next episode, as we'll simulate through the playoffs, simulate through bowl season, and put a bow on this year 2 season as we advance. We'll take one more look at our recruiting board in this episode and kind of set up for the off-season episode, which is not next time out, but 2 from now. So on deck will be our season review, and then in the hole we have our offseason episode, and we get our commitment here from George Cabrera out of Miami, Florida. Despite a loss there in that final game, George Cabrera commits to us over FAU, so he comes to the Kennesaw State Owls instead of the Florida Atlantic Owls. And if I remember correctly, Cabrera, 95 speed, physical receiver. And we also get Tobias Swope here, Grovetown, Georgia. We wanted one corner in this freshman class, and we did get our guy there staying in-state. We get another one here, Eric Malveaux out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. And he's an athlete prospect, 3-star, but projects best at center. So 3 big commitments right there. And I'm sorry, Cabrera is a deep threat. The other receiver we're pursuing here, Patrick Kongbo. He's a 6'2", 201 physical receiver, and he has 95 speed, a gem prospect. So we wanted 2 receivers. We got one there in Cabrera. And, with our big graduating class, Cabrera could be a big contributor next season as a freshman, and even Kongbo if he decides to commit here down the line. So now into week 15, and this is currently how we look in recruiting. So Patrick Kongbo, the top target right now, as we desperately needed to replenish our receiving corps a little bit. Got one there in Cabrera. Now Kongbo, the only team to offer him so far, down to his bottom 3. So hopefully he's someone who commits before the offseason. Really just a one-team race for him. Same here with Ben Humphreys, a gem safety. Only team to offer him to this point. Same here with Marquis Marincola, although he's only down to his top 5 instead of his top 3. But still another gem here, and we're the only team to offer him. And then we have Brian Ball. We were kind of late on him, although we were able to squeeze in a visit with him before FAU and FIU. But he still has those visits here in this week and next week. So I kind of expect Ball to maybe commit to one of those Florida schools, as we were able to steal Cabrera from FAU. But they might have the upper hand here with Brian Ball. 6 foot 307, speed rusher out of Fort Lauderdale. You like that 87 strength with 84 finesse move. That's going to be absolutely, treacherous there in the trenches to start. But we get commitments here from George Cabrera, 6'1", 201 out of Miami. That deep threat archetype with 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 87 agility, 81 spec. The route running, the catching there, pretty much high 60s, low 70s, which is a good starting point for a freshman. And now here's Tobias Swope, zone corner out of Grovetown, Georgia. With him, I just really liked his balance, 75 zone with the 71 man, and adequate speed there at 91 with 87 acceleration. The change of direction and agility, not the best there at low 80. But a pretty well-rounded corner already, also 70 press. So I like him as more of a depth guy. Maybe starts there going into his junior or senior season. Eric Malveaux, the first offensive line commitment we've gotten this season. Also got an offer there from Arkansas State, but really not close. 6'2", 285. Jonesboro, Arkansas. So the first commitment we've gotten there from the state of Arkansas. I really like that strength-speed combo at 87-75. Definitely, signifies an athlete. And the blocking ratings, nothing special, but not bad for a freshman. 75 lead, 72 impact, pretty much everything else there in the mid to high 60s. So I think he'll be a good offensive lineman down the road. Maybe potential there on the defensive line as well. So with those 3 commitments, we're only pouring points now into a few, like 6 different players. Kongbo, of course, the top guy, but all these players we're now pursuing, we're pretty much running away with. Besides Brian Ball, we have Brenton Beach down here at DN, and actually we're competing with Vanderbilt, but he's someone we scouted early on, added in the preseason. Really didn't, we offered him, but didn't pour any points until recent weeks. But in that span, Vanderbilt, kind of worked in on him. But now that we're kind of back in on his race, we're pulling away a little bit. But unfortunately, we weren't able to visit him during the regular season. But being that we freed up so many points, we can at least go up to, we only have 2 of his interest, A+ proximity to home, which you like, but D for coach prestige. So I don't know if we're going to want to hard sell or soft sell him on anything just because one of his interests is so low. If maybe playing style is an interest, that might make sense, with that A+ and B together. That D would kind of offset a little bit, but if he has proximity to home and then another D interest there along with coach prestige, really no need to hard sell or soft sell him on anything. So for now, we'll go up to, 40 points, being that we're trying to pull away there from Vanderbilt a little bit. Now, Vaughn Donnelly, we've had him on the board for a little bit, but didn't really start distributing points until it was kind of a threat that Brian Ball would commit elsewhere. So Donnelly, kind of like a insurance addition here. We did fall Arkansas Rising on his board, along there with Oklahoma State. So Big 12, SEC in on him. But of course, coming to Kennesaw State, he would expect more instant playing time, 86 strength, 70 speed. So a decent combination there with 73 power move, 70 play rec, 68 block shed. And his recruitment a little more aggressive, especially now with Kansas kind of jumping in. So I think for now, we'll just go full 50 on Vaughn Donnelly in preparation of missing out on Ball. Worst case, we bring both of them in, but I think best case scenario, we end up with one, and that still leaves 110 points. So let's kind of just go position by position. We got our quarterback here, Deion Kendricks, improviser, gem, out of Ellenwood, Georgia, 88 throw power, good accuracy, especially there for deep, already 83 deep accuracy, 81 throw on the run with 84 speed, 85 agility. I think he will battle Devon Stanzi next year, if not maybe going into his sophomore season. At running back here, we had Kevin Page, a power back, gem with 92 speed, 84 trucking, 81 strength, 88 acceleration, 82 carrying, 80 stiff arm. Going to be an absolute unit for us at 6 foot 225. Then we have here another gem, Nolan Ruggs, 6 foot 177, elusive back. And even though Page is the power back and Ruggs is the elusive back, Page has better speed, but Ruggs, of course, the edge there with 91 acceleration, 86 change of direction, 82 juke. So as I said there during that Liberty game, Benyard and Garcia both out, so I think Page and Ruggs each can have a big impact in the offense next season. But ideally, we wanted 3 running backs in this class. All these guys kind of, coasting on the recruitment. Just one offer here from Zach Tabor, a 2-star receiving back. And then Jamerson Pete here, another power back. I don't think we need to double up on power backs. Maybe let's scout Paul Trahan here, an elusive back. Or actually, let's hold off on that. Maybe we want to scout some other positions first. So fullback, we definitely want a fullback here. Now we're probably at a spot where we can afford to pour some scouting into them. I'll hold off for now, though. Wide receiver, we got Cabrera, so hopefully we can get Combo and be settled in that spot. We have 1 start here, Marquez Yates out of Kennesaw, Georgia. I do want to make it a point to try and target the in-city kids, so maybe we'll scout him down the line. The 1 star, probably not going to have much resistance in his recruitment still with no offers. At tight end, we had Gideon Iwuoma commit to Georgia Tech, JUCO. I don't think we even got to scouting him. We really need a tight end in this class, but none of these guys really doing it for us. I mean, Juan Shaw is a vertical threat at tight end. Teammates there with Brian Ball in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. FIU in on him, and even though we haven't been pouring any points, we're still second on his board. Not only is he a bust, though, that speed under 80, for vertical tight end, really would like that to be a little bit higher. Short route at 71, but medium and deep at just 60, 61 respectively. 81 spec catch with 89 agility, though, is pretty good. Has that recoup ability, a couple mentals. So I think worst case, maybe Shaw is a decent target at tight end. We have 1 star here, Kion Noville, and he does meet that requisite there of 80 speed, but just 79 agility compared to Juan Shaw here, who had 89, and Shaw much better across the board as you would expect. So Keon Noville, probably not a guy we're going to target. John Ritzman here, a blocking tight end, still no offers for him. And he's 6'4", 257, but the blocking trait's really not that great. Probably why we haven't offered him quite yet. So I think tight end, maybe a transfer portal spot instead, get someone that can pair up with Carson Kent for a year or two. Now at offensive tackle, we actually have offered all these guys, as I wanted to bring in an offensive tackle, then someone here on the interior. And we already got Malvo, so I think now we should start attacking one of these tackles. All these guys with at least 2 scholarship offers. Sergio Rossau here out of Philly, represent Go Eagles, as we've been dropping on his board, getting some offers now. Navy, Liberty, Penn State in on him. And he is an agile right tackle with 79 strength. I like that a little bit higher for offensive tackles, and just 62 speed, although the run block finesse, pass block finesse, where you want it to be with good impact. But elsewhere, really nothing too special. What about Kasim Sanders? He was on our board earlier, I think. Turned out to be a bust, so we kind of just, stood pat on him with offering nothing. But I do like the traits, I think, as I look at him. 86 strength, 65 speed, decent combo there. With 80 impact block, you like that. 77 there for run block and pass block power. And 69 pass block overall, 71 run block overall. And just Middle Tennessee State has offered him to this point, still in his top 8. But then comparing him here to Damon Rubin, just an offer so far from Tulane, JUCO guy with 88 strength, 70 speed, so a better tandem in that spot compared to Sanders, low 70s for run block and pass block finesse. But I don't think the traits really are as good, the blocking traits that is, compared to Sanders, and they are not. And Sanders, just lacking a little bit there in strength and speed compared to Rubin, whereas Rubin is a JUCO guy. Sanders, though, what would be better, though, the 3-star bust who's going to be a freshman, or the 3-star JUCO sophomore who's gonna be normal? Which one would you prefer in this spot? I feel like it's probably better going with the player coming out of high school, as he will have a little bit more room to grow, but Rubin probably going to be more of an instant contributor, although the rating's not too far off between the two. So I think we will just start going in on Sanders now. We'll just start maybe at 40 points. I want to leave a little bit more to maybe scout some of those running backs, but at the same time, I did like Max Trahan here, still the only team to offer him. 6'4", 292, 85 strength, 64 speed, 77 there for pass block, run block power, 74 run block, 73 lead block. so we don't know what his pass blocking is as a whole. But everything that's on the board there, I pretty much do like. So I think Trahan will throw 10 in, try to shore up a little bit of offensive line depth here. Because, worst case, we miss out on Sanders. At least we could make that up with getting Trahan, who, we've been just coasting on all cycle. And he's still, we stood pat there at number 1 for him. And then coming to DN, I don't think we really looked at Brenton Beach's ratings at all. 74 for finesse move, 77 strength, 75 speed, decent all around, nothing special, but a necessary 3-star we need to bring in here at DN here at Sewanee, Georgia. We added Garrison Braham to maybe see if he was going to be a little bit better than Beach, but I think I'd prefer Beach. And we didn't really need to go crazy with D-end in this class. I think 1 will do. And now down to D-tackle, we talked about Ball and Donnelly. We also have Carl Smoker here, who we offered earlier in the season. Turned out to be a bust, so we kind of, took off our resources from him. But worst case, if he commits, we have an 84 strength, 85 hit power D-tackle. Run stopper at 6'1", 286. But still, just kind of going idle with him. Then getting to the linebackers. Marquis Marincola, the only team still to, be pursuing him, as he's probably about to close off his top 3. But for him, I think we wanted to put him at D-end, which is why I really wasn't in any rush to go after Brenton Beach over here, just because Marincola, he offers nothing in coverage, but you like that block shed, and he would have tremendous speed there at 83 coming off the edge. So hopefully, he has some power rush, some speed rush, and we can kind of convert him into just an edge rusher. Middle linebacker, we also did get Lester Reeves, a gem athlete, run stopper with 90 speed, 71 zone, 72 block shed, 82 tackle. So already a pretty well-balanced linebacker, has the gem, and would immediately be our fastest, most athletic linebacker we bring in. And we also had Spencer Middlebrooks here. I think we'll start pouring points into him. Another high-speed guy with good zone, good block shed to start. Tremendous agility, the acceleration for a linebacker. So this would give us 2 extremely athletic linebackers, 1 a gem. So I think with Middlebrooks, we'll kind of go 10 points on him, kind of like we did with Trahan. At prospects we like, but we're just kind of pulling away, so we haven't poured any points in on them to this point. Now at corner, we did get Swope to commit. Really only needed 1 guy in this cycle. We also scouted Sean York, and we've jumped up on him. The only team to offer him to this point. 89 speed, 70 man, only 61 zone though. It's 72 pursuit, 90 change of direction, pretty good there. So not bad for a slot corner, but I don't think really necessary to put any points into him at this point. And then we had Ben Humphreys, only team to be pursuing him at this point, down to his bottom 3. And then we also had Isaiah Kubia here. And again, we're the only team to offer him zone safety, 6'1", 198. And, really like those ratings with 79 zone, 76 pursuit, 88 speed and acceleration. Not the best athletically, especially there with 80 change of direction, but still, you love that zone coverage as a zone specialist at free safety. So I think, again, we'll just start pouring 10 into him as well, kind of like what we did with Trahan and Middlebrooks there at linebacker. No strong safeties. We had Bradley Westbrook here, a gem 3-star, the first signing in this year's class, and he has 95 speed as a hybrid safety. You're going to have a lot of fun playing with him in our 4-2-5. So now 40 points remaining, and I think we will reorder the board a little bit real quick just to kind of get it up to date. So we have Ball here, probably our top priority along here with Kongbo at this point. Kongbo we seem to be smooth sailing on, but Ball, a lot's going to develop here as he's set to visit with the Owls and Panthers. Humphreys, Morincola, 2 gems. We'll just keep at 25 points. Then we have Brenton Beach here. We'll move up. Von Donnelly, our backup plan there at D-tackle. And then we have our guys we've been coasting on here. Middlebrooks, only team to offer him. Same here with Trahan. And then same story here with Kugbia. 3 guys who seem to be, can't miss in terms of signing with Kennesaw State. And then we'll order it here. Malvo at center. Swope, we move all the way down to the bottom pretty much there ahead of Westbrook as our DBs. And then Cabrera down a few here at wide receiver. So we have a quarterback, 2 running backs, a wide receiver, as we're kind of getting, a new influx of skill positions there on offense. Now 40 points to work with. And I mentioned I want to scout those running backs, but I think we'll go to fullback and, just start scouting some of these guys. We'll start here with Brock McLaughlin, Sumter, South Carolina, a blocking fullback. What about Philip Iguenagu, another blocking guy? All these guys blocking guys. I want to say they were the only ones who were interested. That's why we added them of all players. We still have 1 spot on the board where we can add someone. Emmanuel Jewell blocking. John Dugan here has a second, now down to his top 5, though. Navy offered him. Channing Carry-On offered there from Liberty. Just all blocking guys pretty much. Kai Muamba, no offers for him. I guess we'll add him to the boards now up to 35, but let's scout Brock McLaughlin, the first fullback we added back in the preseason. Starts off there, 70 run block, Scouted him again, 79 strength, 81 trucking. And we'll go full scout on him. So no gem or bust here on McLaughlin, but you like the lead block, the impact block, nothing special. Run block, decent at 70 with decent strength, decent trucking, but still 10 more points. I think we'll just throw them at Mwamba, scout him a little bit, and kind of sort out who we want to go for at fullback. So that'll do it with our hours for this week. That just gives us 69 for carrying, 72 for agility. So we are going to try and spruce up our fullback spot here, but for now I think this is what we'll stick with going into next week. Although maybe Beach will take down a little bit. We were kind of cruising on him even though we weren't pouring points. We'll take 10 off him, and we can scout one of those fullbacks a little bit more. Same here with Donnelly. We'll take 10 off him. We weren't really, I think we were just giving him 10, although he is seeing, a lot of teams, not a lot. I think it was Oklahoma State and Arkansas kind of jumping in on him, but we can go 40 and free up 2 more scouting sessions here for Mwamba now. That is now a second scouting, gives us 65 impact, just 72 speed, so I don't think I like that. We don't even have the speed here of McLaughlin, so I think we'll go 1 scouting here for Philip Iguanagu, and that gives us 75 trucking, 74 carrying. As now we'll kind of move through the nation here, sim ahead through week 15, and you see a big story here as number 1 Texas A&M takes, well, I guess they were number 2 at the time, took down number 4 Texas. What a huge game there as the Aggies now number 1 in the nation. They win that game 33-25. We'll take a look at the top 25. As we said, Texas A&M now at number 1 at 11-1. Clemson at number 2 at 11-1. All these teams here 11-1. Oregon at number 4. SMU at number 3. I looked it up. It's the first time they've been in the top 5 in like 60 years, 50 years, something like that. Kansas State here in the top 5. Colorado, Texas, they fall down to 7 after their second loss. Maryland here at 10-2. Louisiana, the highest non-power 4 team at 11-1 here, number 9. Virginia Tech rounding out the top 10. Then Tennessee, Penn State loses 37-10 there against Oregon. They fall out of the top 10. Liberty moves up to 13 after their win against our Kennesaw State Owls. Temple up to 14. Fresno State all the way up to 15 after not being ranked. North Texas 10-2 at 16. Kentucky, Florida, Bowling Green, Arizona rounding out the top 20. And then we see Virginia, Middle Tennessee State, as I think they're set for a conference matchup against Liberty for our conference championship this season. Then Stanford, UConn, and USC to round it out. Now in the Heisman watch, that performance actually moved Caden Salter down, as he's now number 4 in the Heisman watch. Cade Klubnik still at number 1, and his teammate Tyler Brown at number 2, with Caleb Douglas, wide receiver of Texas Tech, getting some recognition, and Connor Wagman of number 1 Texas A&M rounding us out. We are now here into Conference Championship Week, and we'll start it off here with our Conference USA Championship, as the 13th ranked Liberty Flames at 10-2 will take on the 9-3 Middle Tennessee State there in a battle of ranked Conference USA teams. Probably the first time over the course of this dynasty where 2 members of our conference have been ranked at the same time. You love to see that, and that one's going to be a very interesting one. The Flames' outside chance at making the college football playoff with a win in this one in the MAC. It's going to be Ball State at Bowling Green. The Falcons ranked right now at 19 in the Big 12. 2 top 10 teams here in number 6 Colorado at 10-2, taking on the 11-1 5th ranked Kansas State Wildcats. In the Sun Belt, Appalachian State against a top 10 Louisiana team. The Mountaineers at 7-5 versus the 11-1 Raging Cajuns. In the SEC, it'll be Texas and Texas A&M. We saw they just played, and now they'll get a rematch as the Aggies hoping for a first-round bye. So if the Longhorns win this game and they win the SEC, does that give them a first-round bye despite those 2 losses? In the AAC, it's going to be Temple against Charlotte. Temple right now in the top 15. In the Mountain West, San Diego State versus a ranked Fresno State team, as I'm pretty sure the Bulldogs won it last year. And in the Big 10, 11-1 Oregon against Maryland, as the Terrapins trying to get into the college football playoff. And then in the AAC, 2 top 3 teams here in number 3 SMU and number 2 Clemson. The winner of this game guaranteed a bye in the first round of the college football playoff. Speaking of which, this is our college football playoff projection, as they are projecting A&M to get another win over Texas. They're projecting Clemson and Kansas State and Maryland. Then outside that, we'll have Penn State, SMU, Louisiana, Texas, Tennessee, Oregon, and Virginia Tech, Colorado. And we get another commitment here as we advance past Conference Championship Week into bowl season, into playoff time, as we get another receiver here. Patrick Kongbo, that 3-star gem physical receiver with 95 speed, is coming to Kennesaw, as is Ben Humphreys, that gem safety So I think that's now 5 more commits in this episode, make it now 10 in this Kennesaw State recruiting class. As you missed it, but last week Brian Ball also signed with, I believe, FAU, so we didn't get that D tackle. We missed out on him, but at least we've made up for it with a bunch of other signings. And look, that Cade Klubnik, Heisman Trophy winner of Clemson, over 4,000 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. But with that, folks, this is where I'm going to leave you. Thank you so much for watching. It was a fun game there against Liberty despite the losing effort. And I'm glad we had some good news here on the recruiting front as our class, as I said, now up to 10 commitments on the season, a couple receivers, a couple running backs, a quarterback, and a few players on defense, as well as Brian Ball will remove him as he goes to Florida Atlantic. But what an episode this was as we close out this year 2 episode. Next time out, we'll simulate through the entirety of the college football playoff. We'll take a look at our player stats to wrap up this year 2 season, along with the award winners who were there, along with Cade Klubnik, our Heisman Trophy winner here in year 2. But as always, everybody, it's been real and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.